Hello, welcome once again to Nomad's World. We are playing 7 Days to Die. This is just going to be a test of some things. I'm testing out my microphone and my recording again, and just kind of getting back into the whole YouTube recording again. And what I'm doing on this, I'm starting a new world, and it's just going to be a test. I have somebody I watch regularly on YouTube called Radio Man 03. So giving a shout out to Radio Man. Uh, this is a test of his base. He's got a unique design, and I've tested it out a couple times. I want to try a couple of different things. So we're going to use some cheats to kind of speed things along. One thing we're doing is one thing I wanted to point out in this is your claim block. If you change the size to 71 blocks, I believe it usually starts at like, I don't know, 7 or something like that. Well, anyway, if you bump that up, um, the, let's see, it basically, the mobs are supposed to like not spawn within your claim area. So I bumped that up, and I know this says multiplayer, but it seems to do a little effect in regular. So I'm kind of playing around with that. I also bumped everything up to, like really high to just so that when I'm playing a regular game, I play solo. I don't play with other people. Um, I would love to, but my time isn't there for it. So I set it up so that hopefully zombies don't accidentally break something that I don't want them to break. Yeah, the typical stuff. I do have cheat modes on. I do have. Let's see. We want enemy spawning on. Oh no, we want this up maximum because we're testing his base. So we want the most zombies we can get. Drop on death, only the backpack because I can keep everything on my tool belt so I don't lose anything. I am putting it on insane so that it further tests his base design. We're just 64 zombies, insane level. This is you don't give it a good, authentic. If his base can hold up to this, then it should be good to go regardless of what level. I didn't want to put it on super easy, and obviously, it makes it too easy for defending your base. Standard on everything else. I got everything set to walk. Uh, we don't need them running, and because this is just a test, I don't want to make it die too quickly. So I'll be right back when this gets finished loading. All right, we're back and we got our start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load up some uh, equipment, and we want to. Well, let's first start with let's do shotgun, and we want the best shotgun we can get. And I'm going to load up some really good equipment along my toolbar, some good ammo, food, water, all that. And I'm going to get through the quests, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take you through the build of his base. All right, I'm going to get everything all set up, and then I'll be right back. All right, we are back, and I've got most everything set up, I think. I've done the quests with the exception of the trader. Which it is. Is that it? White instead of yellow. It's probably because I'm using cheats or something. Um, Now, what I have done is, first of all, I am in cheat mode, so I have access to anything in the game, unlimited supply. As you can see, I've got lots of ammo for a shotgun, a marksman rifle, and an assault rifle. I've got all at level 6. Um, just so you realize, I am not testing this part of this base. This is just so that I have some decent equipment. Same with the club. I've got a claw hammer and a steel fire axe, also level 6s. Nothing's modded. I've got some yucca juice smoothies. These I like because they're a little expensive to make, but I usually go in the game. I usually go with yucca juice, and that is my usual water source, mainly because it gives you like 35 or something like that water. So it's a good chunk of water compared to just bottled water or red tea or something like that. Um, it does provide some cold resist also for the smoothie, which is weird. You cold drink and it gives you cold resist. That's weird. Um, but so that's the food or the drink I am using. I've got a couple of stacks of that. I've got some sham chowder. It has 0 food poisoning. It gives me some water, lots of health, and lots of stamina. So it's a really good food item. Um, Again, I've got lots of ammo. Got my first aid kits in case I do take some damage. I am not on God mode. So the zombies will attack me. They will do damage. I am on insane. Um, so I do have to keep a watch out when they start to spawn. It's only 10 o'clock. I'm still, as you can see, right here where I started. There's my bedroll. There's my frames and campfire. Um, but I've got flagstone blocks. I've got cobblestone, barbed wire, wood spikes, and iron spikes. I've got some wood bars, wood ladders, some and a door. I only need the rest of those, and I only need a few. No, we don't need all of them. So this is basically what I'm going to use to build the base. Oh, I should get a shovel. Um, oh, 6. Okay, cool. Um, so I shouldn't need a pickaxe. I'm not, unless I mess something up. Then I'll load one of them up. I'm in the desert, and I do have weather survival turned off. So as you can see, I am already out of my protection from the weather. I gave myself some experience. I am level 19 right now, so that I had some points. As you can see, I think I had 22 points. I used 6 of them, 3 there and 3 there, just to open up my pack mule a little bit. Other than that, I don't think I really intend to use anything else. I mean, normally when you hit day 7, you would have, maybe some archery or, you know, some of your shooting, a little more strength and whatnot. Let's just bump this up by 1, cardio by 1, fortitude. We have a healing factor, just some normal stuff. Not real concerned about a lot of this stuff. Maybe this doesn't. Skull Crusher. There we go. So that would be 12 points that I used. So based on how you play, you'd have 10 more points at this point. not counting what day it is. Oh, look at that. Ah, look at him fly. All right. And let's see. Load. All right, so now we need a place to build a base. Let's look at the map. I've played on this world a few times. Uh, they've changed how random seeds work. There's basically like set maps and kind of like the what was it, the nav map. There's now a whole bunch of them, and you there's a limited number of them. I should bunch of them, but it's a limited number, and so the putting a seed in doesn't seem to affect it. You just end up in a different spot. Uh, this is what is this one? Controls. I forget where this is located. Anyway, it's the old something valley. Starts with an F. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by clearing out some trees and make ourselves a little spot for our base. So I'll be right back when I've got some trees cleared out. Okay, we are doing pretty good here. We got most of the trees out of the way. Clearing out some more zombies that are in. Crutch shot. One over here. Any more? Oh, there's a guy over here. Oh, look at him. I think that takes care of him. Oh, there's one. Was this the farmer guy? All right, so kind of sat back a little bit while I was doing that. Audio may not have come through as good. So one thing I did do, I did put a few more points. I used some sexual Tyrannosaurus to reduce my tool usage, because when I was chopping trees, it was sapping my stamina really fast. So I put 2 points in that. Bumped up the strength a little bit so that I could get those points. And then I did minor 69, which also increased the damage to the trees I was chopping down. Now we'll get rid of all the extra. Oop. All right. And as you can see, I cleared out quite a bit of grass area. I'm going to get rid of that boulder over there eventually. But I think we're good. I'll probably clear out a little more of this grass. And oh, my OCD is kicking in here. Can't have that grass out of place. So the way his base works is he's got basically a box room and then what we'll call a trough. And let's put some. Well, let's do the digging real quick. Oh, there's another. Reload. Shotgun to the face. Oh, a little lag there. All right. Let's get some wood frames. Wood. And we'll do the little layout here. And I think we'll aim it in that direction. One, two. This will be the outside wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and outside wall. Okay. Oop. So anybody that follows radio will know how this all lays out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig underneath these, and I'm going to set a flagstone floor, a cobblestone floor, using these flagstone blocks. And then I'll build some walls. There will be a room. Let's see, we want to. Doesn't really matter. Just a general idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get a floor. All of this, even in the center here, is going to be flagstone. All right. So right underneath all of these blocks and right across here. All of that. And I will get that done and be right back. All right, I am back. So we've got the floor done. We've got the start of the wall here going around. We've got our box over here. And in the box, we've got it 3 wide. It is 6, or I should say, okay, it's 3 deep and 6 wide, okay? The reason for 6 wide is so that in the future, you can put these blade traps side by side. So they take up they're 3 by 3 space that they take up. So by having 6, you can have 2 of them across here. I'm going to go ahead and remove these. And I'm going to go ahead and finish the box. The box is where we will stand during a horde night, and we will shoot as the zombies come down the trough. All right, there will be barbed wire and spikes along here, and the barbed wire will slow the zombies down, and that way from here you can shoot out the window here through to at the zombies and collect the experience. From what I understand, traps themselves do not give you the experience, so you do need to, if you just want to sit back and let the traps do all the work, that's one, one way of dealing with the horde night. But if you're looking to also obtain some experience and get some more points during that horde night, you can do that from right here, shooting through a window. This will all be built up and hopefully safe from the horde. And as the zombies just path find to where you're at, they'll see that, you know, like if a zombie comes right here, they'll see that by going around here, they can get to you easier. And there'll be bars, wood bars along here. Actually, I'll probably put metal bars along here. Don't use rails. Rails you can't shoot through, but bars, frames, those you can. So I use bars whenever possible because they're easier to walk on. And it just seems more. I don't think you should be able to shoot through frames to begin with. Those are more of a building block, whereas rails are something that you would typically put in place to be able to shoot through. I did add some mods to some of the equipment that I have. I put on the fire axe, the pickaxe, and the shovel because it was taking me a little while. So on the shovel, I put the grave digger, which increases the amount of I forget what it is. 15% more damage against dirt. 15 more percent against wood, and the pickaxe. No. There it is. And 15%. So I'll just add a little extra damage against the materials that I'm doing. I also put on the marksman rifle and the assault rifle, I put the magazine extender. I don't anticipate needing to actually use these, but just in the off chance that fewer reloads. So while I was at it, I did that. So I'm going to remove these two traps. We're not going to use those. Those you wouldn't have for the day 7 or probably not even for the day 14 horde. I did get some more grass removed, and we're gonna make an entrance from the back, typical radio style. And I'll be right back when I've got that all done. All right. So what we've got going here is we've got our walls. So hopefully the zombies will come up and they'll see to go down this way, and they'll come in here, and if they start jumping up and down trying to get over or past each other, they'll take some damage from these spikes. And when they get close to the bars that you're shooting through, you'll be right on the other side of those bars, and they'll start taking damage on these metal ones. These ones up here are wood. They won't take too much damage from the jumping up and down. Eventually, you probably have to come in here at some point and repair a few of them, but these ones will last a little longer. Now, it's slightly different than what Radio Man is doing. He put, instead of the bars, he put some cobblestone bars across here that prevent them from going any further, and so that he could shoot through those, and probably and also to throw Molotov cocktails. That this isn't that much different. I wouldn't be able to do the Molotov cocktails most likely through the wood bars, but basically this is what he's got set up. Pretty close. Now the only difference is I am going to put where'd they go? Bob wire. Oh, there you go. I am going to put some bob wire right along here. Now, this probably wouldn't be your 7th day horde setup because, let's face it, this is a lot of metal right here. All right. The wood shouldn't be a problem. The the flagstone shouldn't be a problem. And you gather enough cobblestone, you could even go so far as to upgrade to the next level of stone. I'm not going to do that for this test. I'll just do this one row here because I'm OCD. But you could set this up as your, after the 7th day horde, this would be your upgrades. You'd make the walls, you'd repair any damage to the walls, you would upgrade them to the next level, maybe add some more spikes and barbed wire, come through, add a little more spikes to do some initial damage. The whole idea is that hopefully they'll get through these without, obviously you don't want them getting to the bars, but you want them to see you through the bars so that they will pathfind through here. This brings them all, funnels them all right to you so that you can sit safe and sound back there and just shoot at them coming at you from one direction. Of course, out here, I would say I've used, on a base similar to this, I've used a row of spikes going around the outside all the way around, but I went too deep on day 7. And my base was slightly different, and I'll show you something I've done different for this base than what I... let me get rid of that. For this. Okay. So need my bars. So essentially, this is how his base is set up. 2 rows of spikes will probably be sufficient. You could go 3 on for day 7. Remember that the traps themselves aren't going to give you the experience. You have to actually do the killing blow. That's my understanding of it. So it all depends on, in this case, I'm doing 64 zombies, so I'm going to have a lot of zombies. So I'm going to end up making this probably 5 deep. I'll probably even replace some of the first 2 rows here. No, I'll do 3 deep of wood spikes. I'll leave this just like this. That's my killing chamber. And I've got wood bars right here. These can be upgraded. Do I have any? I need some scrap metal, and we take our hammer. So, right now they're just made out of wood, but if you, I need forged iron. I thought it was scrap iron. Okay, iron. So it takes 10 forged iron to do 1 set of bars. So I'm only going to do that one. So for day 7, these are all wood. Later on, you could upgrade them to wood or to iron. These are also wood, right? And I've got my entryway here. So this is your box, your come over here in the hatch, come up here, close your hatch. I put bars along here to prevent me from coming out of the hatch and walking off the edge here. Preferably, you would have down here more spikes, preventing the, keeping the zombies from wanting to be in this area. They're not quite that smart, but having this closed. Also, I would remove some of the ladder. Right now, I have it going all the way to the ground. I can't take it off of that. I would take the bottom 2 rungs off this and then just make a jump to get on the ladder. Get up here, cross, and for the Horde Knight, you can remove these. You can put them back when you need to. These rails should prevent the zombies from jumping across. They would probably hit these, but I'm not too concerned about them getting on top. Now, this is also the difference between this and my base. I have 3 rows of bars going off the top. Radio's not doing that, but this prevents spider zombies from crawling up. They wouldn't be able to get up there. They might be able to damage the bars with enough jumps and whatnot, but the idea behind the bars is that frames out here. That you can shoot through these. All right. Don't use rails. Use the bars. Now, there is a problem in that you won't be able to place the bars here because this square right here on the corner is already taken up by this set of bars. And I put that one in the wrong spot. The idea is to have these extending out to, and then more rails, or bars, I mean, to prevent you from falling off. Now, one way you can resolve the problem is standing in that block. Do that. So imagine that this is sticking out 2 more blocks that way, so that you have a kill zone for shooting from, and this would prevent you from walking off. So you would have a nice safe border rail system to keep from accidentally walking off and in and up down amongst the zombies, and you can shoot through all this. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of this. So I'm going. Okay, so this is where you go down into the kill chamber, and from here you can use your bow and shoot at the zombies as they come through. Assuming that you have some guns, you could use your bow. That my preference would be to use the bow as long as possible and conserve your ammo for later. If they do happen to get close to these bars, remember these are just, they look like they're made of stone or metal, but they are made of wood. And so you conserve your ammo for when they're getting close, because you don't want them beating on these. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to get through because it's only one tall, so only the crawlers would be able to get, and probably dogs. Um, but all that barbed wire, that's going to slow them down. So you're going to have time just to really shoot a lot of them, especially if you've got the zombies set for, like, well, four zombies on Horde Night, or like, I'm not sure, maybe 16 zombies. Once you get up to 64, I'm sure I'm going to have an issue. I'm going to have to switch to my, you know, semi-auto and be just plowing into them. So we'll see how that goes. I don't have anything in here. Normally, you would probably have some chests in here with some extra supplies. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and another thing I would do, that I've done on my builds, is this area is open with bars so that I can actually be up here instead of down there, and I would be actually like over here, and as they're coming I would be backing up and I'd be shooting at them from up here so they can't get to me. But as I learned on my day 7, I'm close to the desert, so you might get some buzzards. That I don't know if that's because I'm close to the desert or if it's because I was elevated. But my day 7, I actually had a base right over there by that, a little closer to that building right over there. And yeah, I ended up with some buzzards that attacked me up here on the roof. It was one at a time, but there was about 4 total. And I did get hit once or twice. I did hear them, and I managed to take them out before they got me, except for a couple of hits. But for day 7, I had 2 rows of spikes, wood spikes. Down in here, I had all barbed wire. I didn't have any spikes inside, just all the way around. And another leg spike. And so yeah, I did quite well. For day 14, I put a roof over it with more bars that protected me from buzzards. I didn't hear any buzzards, didn't see any, but the base did quite well for, my main concern with only 4 zombies and they're all set to walk. I was basically going real easy, and I could have been down there amongst the zombies, except for the dogs. They sneak up on you. You don't hear them until they're nipping at your heels, and so I went ahead and built the base to protect myself mainly from the dogs, and then I used stone arrows and a bow, and my 2 rows of spikes worked pretty good. My base took a couple of hits in the back here, and that's where I'm kind of trying to perform my tests. The way I had it set up was, down in there. I had something similar to this, but I had, instead of the bars, I had a door here. I had an iron door. And that may have been my problem. The iron door probably had more hit points than the surrounding walls did. So they probably hit the walls because it was the easiest way to go through. You got to remember one thing when you are dealing with those zombies. Pathfinding, they're going to look for the easiest route to get to you. In this case, it's going to be, they don't look at traps, as far as I know. So they're not going to look at all these spikes and go, oh, it'll be easier to go through 2 rows of spikes and then the wall. than it would be to go through all this barbed wire and metal spikes and stuff like that. They don't I don't believe that they have any conception of that. So this is a pretty sound idea, and we're going to be testing it out for day 7. Again, we're on insane. We're on 64 zombies, and we're just going to go all out and see what happens. And I'll be down in the kill chamber. I have a feeling I'm going to end up dying. I have a feeling that I'm down there. They're going to come through here, and they're going to break through these walls and get me from behind. And that's all right. This is a test world. The idea is to see, can I survive? Now, yes, I have high caliber weapons. I'm not going to be doing any shooting at them except for down in the kill chamber. So if they come through the wall, that's it. Game over. At that point, it'll be try and escape. I thought about, just maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll have a bow and maybe a pistol with a couple hundred rounds. But those couple hundred rounds, they're not going to last very long. So the idea is more to test the base. Will the zombies come through the spikes and hit the walls, or will they come around and into the kill chamber? That's what we're trying to test. So let me get the rest of this base built, and we're going to bump it up to day 7, and we'll give this a shot and see what happens. All right, be right back. All right, we have 2 rows of spikes all the way around, all wood. Got my bars all set up around the perimeter to prevent. There shouldn't be any spider zombies for horde night, but just for future builds, this is all set up, and the rails should keep mobs from also jumping up here. I believe that when they try to jump up on something, that they would see the rail as a floor. They would ignore this, and they would try and jump up here, but because there's bars right here, they wouldn't actually get up here. They don't actually, like grab hold of something and pull themselves up. So, should be able to keep them, they should stay off of the roof. One thing I did not do, actually, wanted to place flame block. I wanted to show you, this is why I think the multiplayer has an effect on the claim block even in solo play. See where the white lines are? That is the area that's supposed to be safe from zombie spawning. Now that doesn't apply, of course, to Seventh Day Horde, of course, so they'll spawn wherever. But this area should be free of zombies for the regular period of time. I cleared them all out, and I have quite a while there. I haven't quite a while now. I haven't had any zombies spawn, which is kind of weird considering I'm on insane. Next thing I want to do is just give this. There we go. All right. Next thing I want to do, I want to create a storage chest. And go down in here. Come on, down. close the hatch behind us. And I'm going to put, let's see, let's put, if they start coming through the walls, I'm going to break the bottom two walls here. I want to put this, let's put it right there. All right, and we're going to put all the extra stuff in here. Don't need the tools. Okay, so I got my ammo. Oh, those. Okay, so I got ammo. My food. Let's give ourselves a bow. And we're going to do a wooden bow, not a compound bow. And we want, let's make it a 3. Third level. We'll say that we have third levels bow. And what kind of arrows? We want we'll say we made a lot of stone arrows and a few iron arrows. We used a lot of our iron there. So that's going to do it for setup. Let's load. Oh, those are crossbows. That doesn't work. Stone arrows. Oh, arrow. We want lots of those. One stack of those. Reload. All right. So basically, what we're looking at is we have built our base. It is day 7. Let's put a point in that and 1 in perception. That will be our perks for that. We are currently sitting at level 20. Got 6 points left. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave it at that. That would be what was 20. I think we were at level 19. We had 22 points, so 20. We had 23 points. We've got 6 left, so we've spent 17 points. So obviously, you would have spent more points than that, depending on how you want your build to be done. We've given ourselves a little bit of points in a variety of things that, you know, for strength, we've got our melee and block damage. That was, and our sexual Tyrannosaurus. So that was more for the digging and whatnot. Same with the miner 69er. That was for the digging and the breaking of the stone and trees. And pack mules simply so that we hold more stuff without encumbrance. We put, you know, only 1 point there, 1 point there. That normally you would probably put more than that. Same with the cardio and agility. We just, you know, bumped that up a little bit. You probably would have Master Chef, probably have Hammer and Forge by now, maybe Grease Monkey, so you could have the bike, that kind of stuff. You would probably have right here. Let's do that. There, that would be our level 3 bow right there. Like I said, you probably have Hammer and Forge, Master Chef, and maybe Physicians so that you could make your first aid bandages. Obviously, I've got first aid kits. I've got really good food. Now the club is going to be the one thing that I have that's we're not going to really use these things. Um, uh, Depending on how it's going. So I think we're ready. Let's put this on day 7, and we want it to be, come on, be right there. And options, video, gamma is set high. You may have noticed that. I tend to play with it anywhere between 120 and 150 simply because I like to be able to do stuff at night. I don't like it being dark. And you get used to it eventually. So we've got an airdrop at the wrong time of day, but that's because it's trying to make up for lost time. What's that? Drop. That way, if it isn't marked at some point, we're good. All right. Let's get this. Oh, I see. It's a decimal point, not a. There we go. All right. And I hear the thunder. And I'd really love to have 2 um, cameras, or maybe maybe I should have put some bulletproof glass along through here. I don't even know if that's in the game anymore. Is that in the game? Total lit. Yeah, it is. Okay. Um, just so that we could see out at the zombies coming up on our back side. I hear them. Okay, so far they're not coming into the trough. Where are they going to come through first? I think they're going to come through the wall. Let's see if that makes a difference. It's going to get noisy. Oh, I don't want that. Yep. It is not working. So we are going to go into God mode. So obviously that's not going to work. How do I go down? Crouch. Nope. Well, they sure like all the... Well, the dogs like me over here. Oh, here they come. Look at all of them. All right, let's have some fun. Um, Motov. How do you spell Motov? Cocktails. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Oh. Oh, that's because I'm on insane, right? Yeah. Oh, where is it? There it is. Reload. Oh, that house is crumpling. A lag spike. I got so much stuff going on my computer. I think that's more of the house than last time. Uh, this video, this world I'm using for my main one. I'm on day 14, and I came over here. This was extending up off the ground a little bit, so I chopped at it with the shovel real quick, and it collapsed. It was kind of interesting. So, yeah, it does not work the way we would like it to. But that's it. Horde night is over. And it's cold outside. Yeah, I should have dealt with clothes too while I was doing all the upgrades. Anyway, so there it is. They did not like. They did not want to come into here. They wanted to come through the walls. So I hope that helps you, radio. And maybe the way you've got it set up will work different, because yours is slightly different. But just doesn't. I don't know why they don't come through here, because they should be looking for an easy in. I'll try another video sometime and modify this. If you've got some suggestions, let me know, and I will make those changes and try it again. Till next time, this is Nomad, and be sure to check out Radio Man 03's videos on 7 Days to Die, Rising World, Medieval Engineers, and I think that's all he's working on at this point for now. And I am currently going to be doing some back to Minecraft and a little bit of 7 Days to Die. I'll be picking up where I'm at in the game. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share my channel, please. And hit up radio. Another YouTuber that I do watch a little bit of is Capo. He does a lot of tests, and haven't seen a base design yet that from him. He tests more of the mechanics of the game. He's no expert, but he does try to make. Why isn't that? There we go. He does try to cover all the bases, and if you've got issues with the way he did it, he'll try it different. So I learn a lot from him, and I love watching radio's videos. So till next time, catch you later.